All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of dream we rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I listened to Elder Malcolm's video on the. He was bringing out how Abraham Lincoln. I can't remember the name of the video. He was bringing out how Abraham Lincoln talked about the white man and the black man being in superior and inferior positions. Now, I already did a video on this, but I'd like to do like an updated version because what Esau really fears, so that Doomans really fears a so-called Black Planet, the planet of the apes. Now I couldn't find it with a normal Google search, even though I'd found it before. This exact same one, but I managed to change a few words. Now it's getting a lot more difficult to find information than it used to, and it's now under that true or false fact check thing. They like to make it seem as if certain things that their people have done, is a myth, like it didn't happen, as if your people didn't come to, if this kingdom lasted 10,000 years, they turned slavery and what they did to the Indians into a myth. It never really happened. It's just what they say happened, 10,000 years ago. These people are a bunch of lies. But obviously they would keep that history because they like feeling that air of superiority, but at the same time it's shameful unto them. I'm going to start here. This was Lincoln's speech, September 18th, 1858. We can see here he was, the 16th president of the United States, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be very difficult for an audience so large as to hear distinctly what the speaker says, and what consequently it is important that as a profound silence be preserved as possible. Basically, be the hell quiet so I can speak. While I was at the hotel today, an elderly gentleman called upon me to know whether I was really in favor of producing a perfect equality between the Negroes and white people. Great laughter. So that these people were laughing when they heard that, like it's a joke to them. While I had not proposed to myself on this occasion to say much on that subject, yet as the question was asked me, I thought I would occupy perhaps 5 minutes in saying something in regard to it. I will say then that I am not, nor ever have been in favor of bringing about in any way the social and political equality of the white and black races. Applause. So these people were applauding him for having that point of view. That I am not, nor ever have been in favor of making voters or jurors of Negroes, nor of qualifying them to hold office, nor to intermarry with white people. And I will say in addition to this, that there is a physical difference between the white and black races, which I believe will forever forbid the two races living together on terms of social and political equality. Yeah, because Jake really has higher morals than you, and he's stronger than you. And contrary to belief, Jake is also smarter than you in his right state of mind. Even though the children of light are not as intelligent as the children of darkness in this dark world. And as much as they cannot so live while they do remain together, there must be the position of superior and inferior. And I, as much as any other man, am in favor of having the superior position assigned to the white race. I say upon this occasion, I do not perceive that because the white man is to have the superior position, the Negro should be denied everything. So basically, feed them scraps, keep them subdued and in their place, keep them. You want a nigga to be smart, but not too smart. You want them to be comfortable, but not as comfortable as us. So basically, they want to have you in a position where you're their little slave, and really and truly, that's Esau's rightful place. He wants to take your rightful place and replace you as the premier people on the earth. That's why you have these 1948, as the elders put it, pretending to be Jake and to be Jews and Hebrews, and they all apparently come from Judah. They don't understand that there's different tribes. They all come from the tribe of Judah. There's no Levites, there's no Benjamites, there's no house of Joseph, there's no Ephraim, there's not none of that. There's not none of that. It's just Judah. And if you got here in Genesis 25:22, it says here, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. I'm gonna finish. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, like a goat, and they called his name Esau. AKA the deviants. Always try to run away from history when it doesn't suit, when it doesn't suit their ends. And if you see here, one of the reasons why he is so afraid of us is because Jake really has the spirit of the Lord on him. And at the end of the day, the even though the right hand and the left hand of the Lord work in equality, the Lord is righteous at the end of the day. Good is over evil, because in the same way that the sun is superior to the moon for certain reasons, but at the same time they all play their role. But Esau, because he's a the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. He doesn't understand that. He thinks the left hand side is completely equal to the right, in the same way that they feel like women are completely equal to men. No, everything has its place, and when it works together in tandem, that's balance. But Esau doesn't understand that, because these wisdoms have been withheld from him, because he's a damn beast. Beasts don't understand wisdom. They don't understand to take a shit in a corner. They'll just shit all over your house if you don't basically captain over them. If you don't show them that you're the leader, they'll come in and they'll basically rip up everything, which is what he's done to the earth. And this is Elisha, when he was with his servant or his attendant, and the attendant wanted to know basically what the hosts of heaven were and where they were, because he couldn't see, but Elisha perceived it. So he basically prayed for him to perceive it, and he answered. I'm gonna start 2 Kings 6 chapter 16, and he answered, "Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them." And Elisha prayed and said, "Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see." And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, "Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness." And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. So at the end of the day, Esau, not only are you physically superior to him, you're spiritually superior to him. So he knows if you're equal to him, you're going to supersede him. You're going to be superior, because you're already superior to him. He has to do all of this stuff just to keep you down. This is first Maccabees 4:4. And when as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, because they even had come into Jerusalem and they completely burned it and profaned the temple, which was profane, they thought it best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it. Wherefore they pulled it down and laid up the stones in a mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them. Then they took whole stones according to the law and built a new altar according to the former. So it just shows you right here that at the end of the day, it's the prophets that are going to show you what you need to do in the end of the day. Because if it wasn't, for the prophets of the Lord, I would have thought, the way to fight Esau is with carnality. Let me be as successful as I can. Let me do this and do that and get a house and all of this crap that Jake thinks is going to elevate him to a position where he basically wants to be equal to Esau. But you're never going to be equal to him, because he's always going to move the goalposts whenever you get where you need to get to. You're not going to fight him carnally and win, because that's his birthright. He has this world belongs to him, and people be saying, "Oh, you don't follow man, but at the end of the day, they said it right there. They were waiting for a prophet to come and show them the way. So to say you don't follow man and there's no order, is just you're going along with the same idea of chaos that he comes with. I would never say I'm above, the elders and the apostles and, the brothers that came before me. Even the ones that are younger than me, who were in the faith before I was, because there's an order to this stuff. Just because you're older than someone doesn't mean that you're smarter or have more wisdom than them. And anyone who watches these videos understands that, because you be seeing, you know, people who are older than you bug the hell out their mind, and yet they still expect a certain level of respect, which you should give them. But at the same time, you know, just because you're older than me does, you know, I've had people who are older than me who dye their hair telling me I should shave off my beard. I know people older than me who shave their face and shave their, you know, shave their head bald and are overweight, be sitting there, be mocking me over my beard, saying, you know, oh, why'd you got a beard? You know, at the end of the day, I can cut off my beard today and have no beard tomorrow. But you can't lose weight and be in shape within the next day. So why are you grilling me about it? This is First Maccabees 4:60. And at that time, also they builded up the Mount Sion with high walls and strong towers around about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down, as they had done before. So they done this before. And as they set there a garrison to keep it, and fortified Bethsura to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea. And we know who the Idumeans are. And it said, you know, one people shall struggle against the other. So you always been struggling. And, you know, Abraham Lincoln knows this. That's why he prefers to have a superior position while you hold the inferior. Because they're always going to struggle. They basically want their birthright back. They want what you have. They want what you naturally have. That natural swagger that you have. Even though they'll never have it. You know, which is why they go above and beyond to make sure that you have as much hurdles as possible in life, just so that they can elevate themselves. I mean, this is a bit off point, but just to, you know, illustrate my point, I was going to, you know, university, and I ended up getting kicked out. Now, they kicked me out over a technicality. They said I wasn't attending classes, even though I was attending university. I just wasn't attending the classes because it wasn't helpful to me. You know, I could learn more with self-study. And the industry I wanted to get in, you didn't necessarily need a qualification as long as you were competent. And I took out a loan, and what I used with the loan was I used it to buy equipment that I needed. I didn't pay the university, because as far as I'm concerned, Esau's already ripped my people off, and I have to pay you for it. And thank God I didn't pay them, because they ended up kicking me out. You know what I mean? And then they said, you know, I owe this much and I owe that much. And then when I basically, because I documented how they treated me and how they treated me differently from other people, when I brought all the evidence to them, I never heard from them again. I didn't hear no bailiffs. I didn't even get a response. So they know they're guilty. They know what they do to you is completely wrong. And what's funny is the other day, I had my professor actually email me and basically say I should attend these virtual classes, which were free, which I attended, because they still feel like I'm interested in this as a career. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just waiting for the Lord to come back. I don't care about my career. I don't care nothing about this place. You know, I'm waiting for the Lord to rain down holy hell on you people, and that's my career, to document it, you know, and to pray upon your downfall. That's what I want to do for a living. Everything else is just gravy. I'm just waiting for the Lord to come back. I don't care about this place. And if you're in I'm not saying I'm a man of the Lord, but if you're in any level of correct mind state, you know, that's what you should be praying on, not trying to get on with these people. Because even they'll show you they don't want you, but they'll still want you around to keep your energy. Why? Because they can't sustain themselves off their own energy. You know, these people are parasite. If you look at a parasite can't live by itself outside of a host. It needs a host to live. You know, like that little bird that lives off is it an elephant or a hippopotamus? You know, you have certain creatures that rely on another creature to live, and even some of them creatures that have a symbiotic relationship with them. You know, but that's how the Lord has set up. But Esau is he doesn't have a symbiotic relationship with you. He does, but it's not in righteousness. You know, he needs you, and these so-called 2/3 have convinced themselves that they also need E to live, and you don't. You know, it's not a healthy symbiotic relationship. You know what I mean? Because when you have a parasite acting as the host, you're gonna have a complete dysfunction. You know, which is if you watch some of these movies, they have, you know, the parasite taking over the host, and they start doing all this weird stuff that they wouldn't normally do, and they end up destroying both the host and themselves, basically, because it's not normal. You know, and I just like to say shout out to the elder Malcolm, you know, and you know, double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who rule well. Shalom to the hopefully elect. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai.